2018, what a year it has been for film. And I can't believe just how many bumps along the way we've had. We've had terrible movies. We've had great movies. Most of the in-between was just average. Like, there wasn't that many great films this year as there were last year. But 90% of the time when I went to the theatre, it was just average. Movies that I enjoyed, not saying that they were all bad. But these films are the 10 films that connected to me, mainly as a person and as an individual. I'm not saying that these movies are absolutely flawless and that they are definitely the best movies of 2018. Your opinion doesn't matter because mine's always right. I'm not saying that they're flawless, because they're not. No film is flawless. Number 10, A Star Is Born. Bradley Cooper's directorial debut, and Lady Gaga proving herself to be a pretty capable actress next to the man himself. Bradley Cooper, this guy can act, he can sing, he can direct. What more can you ask for one individual in the movie industry? And Lady Gaga, put next to him, I didn't really have high expectations for it. I looked at it and thought, Lady Gaga, are you serious? She was actually pretty fantastic. Everything she brought to the screen, I loved it. Her vocals sent shivers down my spine. And singing next to Bradley Cooper, the two of them together, brought me probably one of my favourite songs of all time, which is The Shallow. This film had great chemistry between leads. It had a great story. It's well structured together. Great music. The music was absolutely fantastic, especially some of the concert scenes. You felt like you were actually there at the concert with the surround sound going around the movie theatre. Unbelievable stuff. Number 9 is Love, Simon. And Nick Robinson continues to surprise me being an upcoming star. First Jurassic World, he was okay in that. Now, going into this film, I didn't really have that many expectations for it, seeing the trailer. But I thought, I'll go and see it because this guy is struggling with insecurities because the fact that he's gay. And obviously that's hard for gay people to come out to their friends and family. I have friends who can relate to that on so many levels, and I thought to myself, you know what, I have to check this out to see if the writers could bring some similar stories which I've been through with friends to the big screen. And it was absolutely perfect. So well written. You care for these characters, even the side characters you care about. And you generally, I found myself feeling so goddamn sorry for Simon. This film bashed him to the ground. Everything which seemed to have gone right for him just went wrong. And I thought the writers put together a perfectly well told story, and with great acting, great performances, and a really, really hilarious Whitney Houston dance scene. Yeah, maybe not that gay. Hereditary. Hereditary is the creepiest film I've seen for such a long time. Now, I'm very, very picky when it comes to horror. To me, true horror doesn't come from something just going, "Ugh!" That is pretty much not necessarily lazy, but it's just something we've seen before. It's cliche, but the way this film does its horror is like weird noises going on, not just loud bangs and something popping out in front of you. Nothing in this film really jumps out at you, and that's what I really, really liked about it. And this film explored the true meaning of horror within a person. And this film, some of the most eerie scenes I've seen in an entire horror film. I mean, a little girl's head gets decapitated. I mean, Alex Wolff, I thought he was really good. Toni Collette as well. I thought that she was one of the standout performances of the year. I put her in an Instagram post of standout performances of the year, and she was like, I can't remember where I put her exactly, but she's definitely there. Great performances all around, and this is true horror. Hereditary, go check it out. It is creepy and probably the best horror film I've ever seen in my life. Number 7, Ralph Breaks the Internet. This is a film which was just fun. Was it as good as the first one? No. But what I thought of Wreck-It Ralph 2 was the fact that it had a strong emotional message in terms of your friends are not always going to be there to them. As long as they're in your life and you can make it work, that's the true meaning of it. That's the true meaning of friendship. You don't have to speak to each other every day. Because a friend doesn't respond to your text message straight away doesn't mean that they hate you or something's going on. So it had tons of substance, tons of references to Disney and other stuff, the internet. It had like eBay, BuzzFeed, YouTube, Instagram, everything was rammed into this one film. So whether they make a third one or not, I do not even know if it'll be any good. I'm still going to go see it though. John C. Reilly, fantastic performances. But this film mainly focused on Vanellope, and that's what I liked. Like, yeah, it was called Ralph Breaks the Internet, not Vanellope Breaks the Internet. But it was still a very interesting concept, and some of the action scenes were incredible as well. In terms of the driving scene, or the big fight with all those Wreck-It Ralph clones at the end. Absolutely a fantastic film, and one of Disney's best to date. Go check it out. Searching at number 7. Now, I thought this film was absolutely amazing. I couldn't believe that I'd enjoy a film this much, which is entirely found footage and filmed from like the perspective of a phone, Skype, a computer, a news feed. Because everything was filmed on that basic level. And the actor, I'm sorry I forgot his name, I'll pop it down here. I thought he was really, really good. He's looking for his daughter, and he's using whatever means of social media and the internet that he can find to try and find his daughter. He's contacting friends on Facebook and everything like that, going through old tapes on some kind of live feed that his daughter made, seeing all the comments that pop up, and he's like trying to find out who this fish and chips is. And it's just, it interests you, it intrigues you from the moment that the film started. Literally, as the film started, it's just him casually having a conversation with his daughter, and I was immediately hooked just from that. And then it just got more suspenseful and more suspenseful and more suspenseful, and then the twist at the end, holy fuck, I had no idea that was even coming, and it's rare for me not to catch on to something like that. Creed 2, although maybe not as good as the first one, I'm still struggling between which one I prefer. Michael B. Jordan once again steps into the role of Adonis Creed. This time he's having a fight against the son of Ivan Drago. So there was a great emotional connection in terms of why he feels he has to do this fight. Victor Drago, on the other hand, he's a big-ass motherfucker. Do not mess with this guy. But what I mainly liked about this film was Sylvester Stallone is great, once again. And the Russian actor that played Ivan Drago. It explores Ivan Drago more as a person. He's not just this big bad. He's not the sort of bad guy who just wants to ruin your life. He's actually a human being, and this film explores that side of Drago and his son, as well as the relationship between Adonis Creed and Tessa Thompson's character. I thought they had amazing chemistry. The way he tried to propose at the beginning was absolutely hilarious. You know, downing bottles of wine. There's just a great connection between these characters. Probably the best training montage scene I've seen for a while. And obviously a very suspenseful and climactic fight at the end. But Creed 2, definitely, I do think they need to stop there, because I don't think that this film could be topped. But what else can they do with the franchise? If they are making a Creed 3, I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. I just don't think they should, though. Well worth your time. Again, guys, go check it out. A Quiet Place. This film, oh my holy shit, I enjoyed this film so goddamn much. It made you afraid to even eat your popcorn, just in case it made that sort of noise, and then suddenly a big creature comes out of nowhere, grabs you and kills you. A Quiet Place is so suspenseful. What I loved about it is that John Krasinski in the directing chair this time, and acting, alongside his actual wife, Emily Blunt, and she's fantastic as well. Some of the decisions the characters make don't entirely make sense to me, but you don't care about that stuff, because this film keeps you on edge from beginning to end, with this family fighting to survive, struggling to stay silent, jumping at every little sound they hear, because they know if they make a sound, these creatures are going to come and get them. What I liked as well is that it didn't actually show the creatures all that much, and that is actually a good thing. It created more suspense and just wondering what these creatures actually were. Because if you think about it, Jaws did the exact same thing. They didn't show much of the shark. They showed like maybe the fin, and most of the time when there were shots of the shark, it was more like a camera view of the shark's vision going through the water. That's what this film does. It doesn't show the creatures, and it makes it a hell of a lot more scarier. Go check it out. Mission Impossible Fallout. How the hell does Tom Cruise still stay at the peak of his physique at 56 years old? Some of the stunts that he does, he leaps over buildings. In one scene, you can see that he busted his ankle leaping across those rooftops trying to get hold of Henry Cavill's character. Overall, the story is it's easy to follow. We've seen it before. Bombs, when they go off, someone has got a vision of cleansing the world of all its negativity. Something like that. But what I liked about this the most, it's an exact continuation from Rogue Nation. And perfectly structured together, great action. Mainly the best fight scene in the entire film is when Tom Cruise, Henry Cavill are having a fight in the men's bathroom with this guy, and some of the stunts and the way they were getting thrown about. There's amazing stunt work behind this film. Great action sequences, great acting, and a great story. Simon Pegg still makes me laugh, as always. Mission Impossible Fallout, go check it out. It's your mission, should you choose to accept it. Runner-up is Spider-Man Into the SpiderVerse. Now, I can't believe how much I actually like this film. Beautiful animation. The comic book scene, the way the letters fly up, perfectly structured together story. And Miles Morales is taking the seat of Spider-Man this time. And I've wanted a film like this for a long time. Since playing the Spider-Man game, I've been invested in this character, and I just want to know what more he can bring to the table. And he brought an absolutely fantastic performance to the table. My favourite joke in the entire thing being, "Hey." As you may have noticed, I did in my previous review. Now, Into the Spider-Verse does have Peter Parker as well, but he doesn't take up all the limelight. He's a side character, but he's just given enough story and enough characterization. Even the Kingpin, he's not that well done, but there's enough characterization within him for you to care. As well as other side characters like Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Gwen, Peter Parker, Penny Parker. All of them have great mini backstories, but it's not shoved in your face like this is why you should care. It's all done pretty much at the same time, with just enough meaning and everything like that. Spider-Man Noir, played by Nicolas Cage, has some of the best one-liners I've heard in a long time. The fact that he doesn't understand a Rubik's Cube, but he will. Plus that the action was great as well. Probably some of the best action I've seen in a Spider-Man film, somewhat better than the live action films. And to me, this still, I think, is my favourite Spider-Man film. Or maybe I need to see it a second time before I can actually make an actual ranking of it, to pinpoint it against the masterpiece that's Spider-Man 2. But this film, on its own, greatly put together, and I'm looking forward to see what Sony do next time with this. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, well worth your time? Go check it out. But number one, I'm sure people guessed it, it's Avengers Infinity War. Of course it's Avengers Infinity War. This film is absolutely fantastic. 10 years built on from the first Iron Man film back in 2008, leading up to this fantastic, epic, awesomeness film put together with the most badass villain I've seen since Darth Vader. And that is Thanos. This guy is the highlight of the film. His powers. He has meaning behind what he's doing. He's not just snapping the universe because he thinks he wants to. He's not like, I will be all powerful and I will take over the world and snap you all to death. Nothing like that. He has his reasons for doing it. He thinks he's saving people. The misunderstood villain, I believe, is the villain that is the most interesting, to do. Other than the film being a bit choppy because there's so many characters, it still manages to put just enough screen time and just enough dialogue between each character so it doesn't feel rushed, which is something Justice League severely failed to do. And come on, you can't even CGI a mustache out properly. But Avengers Infinity War had great action, great characters, some very, very sad death scenes, which are still haunting me to this very day. I cried in the cinema, I won't lie. A grown 27-year-old guy bawled out in the cinema. And my friend was laughing at me. Yeah, if you're watching this now, that's me. Otherwise, Avengers Infinity War, just an overall great film. Perfectly well put together. Every character gets just enough screen time and just enough dialogue for you to care. And I cannot wait to see what Endgame brings to us. Now that Hawkeye's back, as you can see him in the trailer, I'm sure he will be the one to defeat Thanos. So overall, guys, do you agree with my list? It's okay if you don't. Everyone has their own opinion. This is my take on the best movies of 2018. Alright guys, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Remember, you are awesome. Take care.